how's it going? Um, what is up, y'all? Yeah, they make it so hard to like update your thumbnail for your. I don't know how to. Oh, here you are. Like when I start a live stream, I have to go open a completely different page to change my thumbnail for my stream. Like I can't do it from the actual like live stream page, from what I can tell. Anyway, how's it going, y'all? How y'all doing? All right. I was just gonna try to work on this app a little bit. So this is a little side project I've been working on where basically you can come in, buy some credits. You can generate some AI art icons using those credits. And I've gotten a couple of people actually like purchase some credits. So it's actually doing better than I thought it would. I mean, luckily I have like 92,000 subscribers I can market this to. But the first thing I want to focus on is it's not responsive for the header. I just been deferring, like adding the hamburger menu. So I wanted to try working on that today. I'm so bad at CSS, so it might take me a while to do it. I could probably find an existing library that does it for me, or like some type of Tailwind component. But yeah, let's just try doing that real quick. So I have a header component, and that is where the majority of that logic lives. And I'm debating like what should show when I'm on mobile. Like when I'm on, let's say iPhone 5 or Pixel 5. That's pretty small, right? 293. Is there something smaller than that? iPhone SE looks a little bit smaller. We could potentially just like I kind of want to have the call to action always displayed, like the buy credits. I don't think hiding that is going to be beneficial to my business. So always having this button displayed in the top right and maybe how many credits you have left is probably good enough. But all this other stuff we could probably obscure away into a menu bar. And by the way, I'm probably not going to answer many questions in chat. I did a live stream a while back and I literally just answered questions the entire time. This time I want to actually try coding. So if I don't get to your questions in chat, I apologize. You can always join my Discord and ask me questions there. But yeah, I'm going to try to avoid like getting stuck in the chat black hole. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to hide, depending on the size of your screen, I'm going to hide different things. Now, what is the best way to do this? I'm not sure yet. We could probably have two type of headers. Maybe we could have like a mobile header and a non-mobile header, or we could try to hack at it to get certain things to hide and show based on screen sizes. Let's just see if we can get a menu button displaying. So I'm going to put a button here. And we're going to go ahead and just put a menu. Now, how do I do a menu? I think I do one on the collections page. So I'm going to go to my collections page here. And I'm going to find where we have the menu icon. I think we have a menu icon somewhere. Oh, it's in the drop down. Here we go. This thing. I put this here and auto import that. We should see a menu icon pop up there. It's a little bit small for you all, so I don't think I can zoom in. Actually, I guess I could. I can go here and say percent. That look good. I built a React app and it's already functional, but I realized that I can fix many things and refactor some code, and thought of doing another GitHub branch for that. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's fine to check out a new branch called like refactoring code and then do all your refactoring inside that branch and then make a PR to your main branch and merge that in. That's cool. If you're the only one working on the project, like you could just do it off the main branch if you want to. The thing about GitHub is if you screw anything up, you can just revert, right? Or Git, I guess I should say. Doing great. Thanks for sharing this content on T3 because it's hard to find good content on it. Wanted to ask how you aim to deploy the AI portions of AWS SageMaker. Well, I'm not doing anything custom with AI. I'm using a third-party service. I'm using the Dolly API. So I'm not actually doing any AI related things. I'm just offloading that because I'm not smart enough to understand AI, to be honest with you all. But as far as deployment, I'm deploying everything onto AWS Amplify, which you can see right here. I have my Amplify console. Well, it was loaded up. I got that all deployed there. I think my password is obscured so you guys can't see it, but let me go here, icon generator. All right, so when I push to my GitHub repo, it basically auto deploys my UI within like 3 minutes. And that takes care of my front end, my back end, because it deploys the entire Next.js application there. And then my database is on Planet Scale. What else am I using? And I'm using like S3 buckets for storing these images. And let me just go to my YouTube channel let me go here. I'm gonna copy a link. Just gonna do some self-promotion real quick. Let's go over to announcements and just blast everyone on my Discord about this live stream. Cool. What do I use for authentication? I'm using NextAuth. Right now I'm just using Gmail. I haven't set up like email logins or anything else. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. I might add in like Magic Link emails. Yeah, is that what it's called? Magic Link emails. But honestly, I'm getting people signing up for this thing just by using Google login, so I think that's good enough. Why do you use Prisma? What about Sequelize? I've used Sequelize in the past. I would not use it again. I think it's just, I mean, if you go look at it, let's go to Sequelize real quick. I told you I wasn't going to do chat, and now I'm over here doing chat. So sometimes it's fun to, if you look at Sequelize, they have so many open issues, and like, they're trying to support so many different things. It's just not good, in my opinion. We used this at a work project, and it had just like various bugs. Like we were using it for MS SQL, and like it had a weird bug where the database connection pool would lock up, and then you can no longer make requests to the database. It's just garbage, in my opinion. Prisma seems like it's actually backed by like a big company, or a company in general, and it has like TypeScript support, so that's why I'm using Prisma. And a lot of people use it too, so. What's up, Daria? What's up, Abudi? You have a lot of T3 content. Are you betting on this stack? What about Remix.js? I mean, I think Remix is cool. I think all these frameworks were literally reinventing the wheel over and over again. Like we got Next, we got Nux, we got Remix, we got Solid.js, we got SvelteKit. Like we're literally remaking the exact same thing with a different spice added in. So I think they all achieve the same thing. It's just up to you and your team to like pick one. Like you can flip a coin and pick one, and you're going to be able to deliver a solid product no matter what you pick. I like the T3 stack mainly because it uses Next. I'm not too big of a fan of Next, honestly. There's some things about it that I think are kind of hacky. Like just to have my Next API endpoint upload a file, I had to bring in node fetch, because the fetch that's built in, let me show this. API. Okay, so like I added a feature here where you can click on this and I can say make a variant, and that downloads the image from the S3 bucket and then uploads it to the Dolly API, right? But in order for to get this to work, I had to use a normal like form data. Well, form data doesn't exist in Node, but since we're using Next, it doesn't know that. It thinks that form data exists, and it tries to like send a wrong form data. So I had to go and import a custom form data. I had to import a custom node fetch. Even though Next has fetch built in, I don't know what Next does. I think they like write their own fetch implementation. It just seems kind of strange. Like, you think that you could just use these things like off the bat, but like maybe this isn't a Next issue. This is just like a node issue. I'm just complaining about Next. But there's also some weird things with like Next with like the router. I'm going off on a tangent. What am I trying to do? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me focus. For those of you who don't know, like I took the entire week off of work. I was sick. And so like Monday, my child got sick, started throwing up all day. Had to take her to the hospital to get some fluids and medicine. And then not even like on the drive back home from the hospital, my wife started getting sick. She started throwing up. Like the moment we got home, she started throwing up nonstop until like 2 a.m. And then she was like out the whole next day. And then around like 2 a.m., 2 p.m. on Tuesday, my other kid started throwing up nonstop. And she's been sick like since Tuesday. She's been getting better, but she's been kind of like just a queasy stomach. And then Wednesday, was it Wednesday? Yeah, I think Wednesday I started throwing up nonstop, and I was out like all of Wednesday. It's been rough. So my voice has been kind of gone. I'm sorry, I haven't even coded anything in the stream. I'm just like talking. See, sequelize. Do you pay for AWS Amplify? What is the difference between Terraform and Amplify? Amplify is a service Amazon provides for hosting your like static site / Next application. You do have to pay for it, but the amount you pay is like not. It's based on traffic. So if no one's using your application, you're not going to have to pay anything. If I look at my AWS bill, I've had this app deployed for maybe like a week or so. The biggest cost of my bill right now is KMS because I accidentally deployed a KMS key and you can't delete these until you wait 7 days. So 13 cents of this bill comes from something that I'm not even using on this application. Let's look at the breakdown of the bill. Over here. Okay, 3 cents comes from the emails I've been sending out for my emailing service, which I haven't done in a while. I need to get back onto that. Amplify has charged me nothing. I've been charged absolutely nothing for deploying this application. S3 has been my highest expense of 7 cents. To basically, you get charged when you do 1,000 put requests. So every time someone generates an image and we store it to S3, when you get to 1,000 of those, they charge you half a cent, basically. So I've had about 4,785 images I've written to S3, I guess, and that's a total of 2 cents charge. And then every time you try to fetch images from S3, they charge you 0.004 cents. So we've had 80,000 requests to display images. So that's basically when I refresh this page and we display images, they charge you for that. That's 3 cents. And then they charge you for the overall storage of your objects. I'm almost at a gig, and that's at 0.023 gigabytes a month. So as you can tell, like my bill for AWS is non-existing, which is why I switched over to AWS, because I'm not willing to spend $20 a month on an application that's making not that much money. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is pretty early for this, isn't it? What time is it? Oh, Joe. What's up, Joseph? Yeah, I used to work with Joe. How you doing, Joe? You pay for Wi-Fi or okay, yeah, let me do the menu. I keep talking about crap. I've been doing well, you know, just the daily grind of working, doing my normal stuff. Are you still working at that one company that I think Rachel's working there with you? She might be in a different team than you, but I think she joined over that. All right, we got a menu here. And what I want to do is when I click on this menu, I want to show some like overlay. Let's see if I can figure this out. Now the overlay potentially could just be in this header, I guess. People use portals and stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna go ahead and just like add a div. Actually, is there like a different component that's more semantic HTML? I'll just say overlay here. And we're gonna go ahead and say like, is overlay displayed? I'll call it is mobile menu. How about that? Is mobile menu. Oh my gosh. That is mobile menu displayed. Equals use state. Go ahead and set this to false. So I'm gonna set it to true so we can like play around with this and make sure it shows up somewhere. So we should, if we don't have any errors anywhere, we're gonna go ahead and just dynamically show this if this is true. Okay, here it is, overlay. So let's see if we can style this a little bit. Try to use some Tailwind. We'll give it an absolute position, which means I think this thing should probably have a, well, I guess we don't need relative on this. Let's just do absolute. We'll say background is like primary dark. I have a color, I don't know what it's called, dark gray. Okay, there it is. There's our little overlay. Now I want to give this a width of 100 and a height of, I forget what it's called. H screen? Yeah, I'm still in the same project. That's cool. I'm glad you're working with TypeScript. We're trying to refactor all of our project into TypeScript right now because the JavaScript's not too bad. It's just becoming a little bit like, it'd be easier if we had TypeScript to kind of like hold our hand sometimes, especially when you onboard people. You have like all these entities, you don't know what objects are on them, so you have to like dive into the code base. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm trying to get this overlay to take up the whole screen. We probably want to say like scroll. I should probably just find like an actual like framework that does this. I don't know why I'm doing this myself. I guess it's more fun to do it yourself, but now the issue with this, what I'm doing here is that I think we need to actually like tell the body to not scroll when the overlay's up. Otherwise, like you see how I'm scrolling and then like you can scroll down. Like that's not what we want, right? So we need to kind of disable the scroll on the body. We could probably handle that in a little bit. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just put some buttons in here. And what buttons do we want? We want a lot of the same buttons that are on the other page. So like we'll take these out. And I might try to dry this up a little bit. In a little bit, I don't know, let's see. So let's take this whole thing. And I'm going to go ahead and just like refactor this a little bit to be ULs. And this could be like list items. And these could be links in them. Yeah, good seeing you, Joe. You don't need to lurk. If I ever stream, feel free to chime in and chat. And I got a Discord if you ever want to talk to me. Other than we have that other private Discord that we're part of. But I'm more active on my own Discord, honestly. Oh yeah, display fixed. Thank you for that. I think I still want to disable the scroll in the body though. Yeah, React Query is nice. I like using React Query. It just, caching's cool, the refetching's cool, all the built-in features it has is nice. The is loading boolean's awesome. It just makes it a lot easier to like write applications, I guess. All right, let's see if we can do one here. Go ahead and pull this up. Cool. So the issue is I can click these things, but they don't collapse the menu, so that's going to be a problem. I probably really should just find a pre-existing one. Someone says that Radix has a nice one. You should check out Radix components. Radix mobile menu. I get into this habit of like, I want to build it myself for some reason, but it's like, dude, there's tons of component libraries that do exactly what we want. But then again, I don't want to bring in an entire UI. Let's see, Tailwind mobile menu. Let's see if they just have something here. If I go to like type of mobile menu here. Actually, that's not too bad. That might actually work better. I kind of like that one better. It's just like a drop down. Should I just grab this? What do y'all think? Navbar with the drop down. You know, let me just try grabbing this real quick. I want to see what this looks like. You know, I'm not too. I think it looks okay. I won't complain about it. Give it some margin. Actually, I was hoping I can give this thing some like. I need to give it some padding. There we go. All right. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to put my links. So I need like a generate, but I don't want it to be. Whatever. I'll just use their class names for right now. Fine. Got generate. We got, what else do we have? Community. Put that there. Go. Collection, community, service. This. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the same class. That one should probably be wrapped outside of the LI. Let's just delete this other stuff for right now. I'm also going to make it toggle. So like when I actually click on the menu button, which I believe is here on click, we're going to go ahead and toggle this. Yeah, I just don't like front end work, to be honest with you all. I mean, like I do it because I have to, but and I should probably leverage pre-existing things. Like the more I start doing like this on my own Tailwind stuff, the more I just want to use like Material UI because it has all the components I need. But I guess it's okay. Why is it generate community? Why do we have services here? Let's get rid of that. Collection. All right, I should probably put buy credits and sign out inside of here as well. So let's make sure if you're logged in, which we check here. Session.data is probably not the best way to know if we're logged in. I should probably say like const is logged in. Make that a nice like derived. And then we could just like not have that everywhere. Okay. So buy credits, sign out, and sign in. So let's go ahead and bring back, if we're signed in, here are the field set. We're going to copy this LI. We're going to say buy credits. Let me just put this in here and see what happens. So this is actually a button. And when you click it, it does something. So let's do that. Delete some of this. The other one's a sign out button, so we should probably bring in a button as well. I'm glad you like front end work, Daria. I just don't like it because I'm not good at it. That's the honest truth. Like if I was better at it, I'd probably enjoy it better. I'm not bad. Like I can get stuff working, but am I doing it 100% proper every time? Absolutely not. I feel like I just hack stuff together. All right, so we got an is logged in. We should probably convert this to a ternary so I can have another fragment here that has a sign in button. All right, let's just delete all this stuff. Let's see the moment of truth. What do we got? How does the code look? E3 stack for view. That's cool. What's your Git repo? Actually, I don't know if you can post it here in the stream. It'll probably block you. Buy credits, sign out. It looks okay. I'm not sure why this is active. We should probably have some more space in between these. Why is this one blue and this one blue? I must have copied like two of the active states over. To be honest, I'm just going to give this a link class. I want to see what it looks like. Give it a padding of 4. What is this? This is flex, margin top. Give this a gap of 4. I should space these out a little bit. I'm gonna kind of do my own link styling for right now. Make it look worse than it did. Sign out. Why is that a giant button? All right, I'm gonna not make this a button. MPX create v3 app. That's cool. All right, I should make these links white. So let's not do this. I'm gonna do text white, and then you hover. I'll say text primary blue. But you can't hover when you're actually like in mobile menu, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Does it? This is what I hate about Tailwind. You end up just copying and pasting the same classes everywhere. Padding 4. Let's see what else we can do here. Padding. That needs a padding 4. Why is there so much extra space between these? I'm just doing social logins right now. I do plan to do like magic link logins. I could probably add in credential logins at some point, but it's some tribal coding. Why is there a space between these? Am I like... There's a significant more padding, these don't. Because they're buttons, maybe? This has a padding 4 text white hover, okay. Padding 4 text white. They have the same thing. I wonder if I didn't make these buttons, if like it would like not. I made them divs. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but like why? It's gonna be something simple I'm missing. Li with the link. Li with the link. Make this. That's fine. I can do slate 100. Let me let my cat out real quick. Okay. So does anyone know who's watching? Like, why does buy credits and sign out seem to have so much extra space between them versus generate community and collection? The only difference I can tell is that like these are buttons, but they have the exact same classes. Um, there's some type of like flex grow on these things. You know, it's not important, I guess. I can fix it later. Does it still have space if you make them link? Yeah, I'll try that. Then I gotta give it an href. Yeah, so the spacing goes away when it's a link, but the button makes it have spacing. Remove MD. You know what? I don't even like, what is all this stuff? Let's just get rid of all this and see what happens. What color was that? Dark gray. I'm gonna keep the dark gray. What else was there? Gap 4, rounded border. Rounded border. Give it some padding, I guess. Wait, why did I have a border? Yeah, it's not the gap either, because the gap, there must just be something that's applied to my buttons. Maybe it's because I'm using, by giving the block to the links. Yeah, that worked. Is that what I need to do? Well, not to the buttons. I don't want to get blocked to the buttons. Links. Thank you. That's it. So I guess by default, the links are just display inline. Okay, so the button should be clickable if I click over here too, right? Is that okay? So this has some gap. Let me make sure that this thing has the right padding. I don't know why I said padding top there. Okay, that looks okay, I guess. So when I click on a link, I need to make it collapse the menu. Now, how do I do that? Well, I think what we could do, this UL completely here. Yeah, I could just on the UL itself. I'm pretty sure I could just go ahead and just set it to false. On any event. So like if I were to click on community, I think that'll close it. Potentially. Don't know if that's the proper thing. So now I need to hide this stuff if we are on the mobile. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to go up here. And let's find out where we have all these links. We have them displayed all the way here. We got them displayed here. We got the mobile menu here. Now, I guess my question is, can I just hide all this stuff? Like, can I wrap this entire thing in some type of like, I guess technically it could be a div or something. And if we were on mobile, or if we're on small or like mobile, we'll say hidden. And if we're on mobile, we'll say block. Don't know if we want to use divs here. And this thing should only show if we are on small. Okay, I hid the wrong stuff. Yeah, so I can't hide. The way this is set up, I believe this thing is my logo. So I'd have to go and I could potentially just hide these individually. So like hidden MD block. Oh, this should be MD flex. Okay, let's see what happens if we do this. Yeah, watching me struggle can help you level up real quick. Do I want to add a click outside behavior? I probably should, right? Now I also want to get this thing. Why is this like on a new line? Is this not in the right column? This thing should be a flex. I don't think I want flex wrap there. Is this what div is this in? This is in the header. I think I want to put this thing inside the actual div here, but it's on the same line. And I should probably give this like a does this have any padding? It's good to add some padding to your buttons because like the user's thumb. Let's see. I gave it padding top, didn't I? Okay, doing that. All right, so like just give it extra padding so like their thumb doesn't like misclick it. It's very hard to click on that button if it doesn't have padding on it. So I think that's pretty good. I load this up and I go to a different page. Now let's go to responsive view. Make sure that this doesn't break on other views. Okay, so when we get to large, that's when it starts looking pretty rough. So I don't know what view this would be. Is this like a tablet view? Surface 7 Pro. Yeah, I guess that's potentially a tablet. iPad Air, iPad Mini. Okay. So the question I guess I have is, could we potentially just reduce some text sizes? Could we hide this so that we can get these icons displayed here? Like, do we really want to have the mobile menu when there's like kind of enough real estate here? Let's try that out. Let's go figure out where the mobile menu is. And I'm going to say this will be I want to hide it for small, maybe. I'll just say hidden, and then if it's like over a certain size, I guess it's large, I will say block. Although I don't want to do it on the image itself. That's not what I want. I want to do it on the text, which means I probably need to wrap this in some type of span so that I can dynamically show this based on CSS. I'll say hidden, and then large will be, this is inline block is what a span is. But then it goes away. Okay, so we don't want to hide it. Or do we want to hide it? It's almost like we just want to, on extra large, we make it inline block. For large, we make it hidden. For everything else, it's like inline. Is that even a right thing? Inline block? Yeah, it should be. Okay, so it's there. And then we get to, what breakpoint is this? Tailwind breakpoints. MD greater than 768. So I think I need to be using MD, not small. So I'll say MD is hidden, and then large would be inline block. Okay, so it's hidden, it shows up. Boom. Boom. Looks okay. So a little bit of tweaking needs to be done. Let's see what this looks like when we're on this menu. That looks okay. Click outside does not work. So why is this wrapping? Because I have a flex wrap on it. I think if I got rid of the flex wrap, that might fix it. But then does the logo just have like a bunch of space on it? Margin right 12. Why does it have so much margin right on it? I think if we're on small, margin right is 0. And then if we're on large, margin right at 12. Not bad. It's not great. How do we I could reduce the gap here. So instead of gap of 8, I'm going to say small, say gap of 4, large gap of 8. By the way, if the way I'm writing this tailwind is wrong, like let me know, I'll fix it. That's a little bit light. Let's see, is there a gap of 5 or 6? There's no 6? Oh yeah, there is. All right, React hooks. Click outside. I want to see if I can find a click outside hook. I think I've used this use hooks library before. Yeah, I could try putting it above the button. I mean, do y'all think this looks bad? Or you think there's just too much, like not enough space here? We could put 3 credits left here. Hey, Coding++. Yeah, I remember you emailed me. I don't know if I fixed it because I think Was it for this application or was it for my other like personal websites? I haven't touched my personal website in forever. I didn't even work on like mobile friendly or anything. But for this one, yeah, I think if you go to light mode, I fixed the hover issue. I think this looks okay. I'm happy with this, personally. So how do we bring in this thing? Let's say like, is this the right one? I think it's called React Use. All right, anyone watching, do you guys have recommendations for like use click away? Maybe I could do this one. I'll go ahead and just import this one. And then I'm going to try this click away thing. Put it on this component. What do I want to check if I clicked away on? I want to check if we clicked away on this mobile menu, which I'm going to put a ref onto this. Mobile menu ref. I will say const mobile menu ref is equal to use ref. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull that in. Cool. Use this. If you clicked outside, I want to go ahead and just close this at the false. Let's see what happens. It's a successor. What do you mean? Is this thing like not used anymore? React hooks. Web. Just click outside. I might stick to this one just because it has 35,000 stars and the other one has like 900. Yeah, so for anyone joining the stream, I'm just making this header mobile friendly. That's it. That's all I've been doing for the past like hour, or trying to. So we made it so as you like expand your width, stuff scales out, the menu pops open. You can click outside and close it. There's a little bug with, I think since we have the click outside, we don't need to toggle the menu anymore. So like, I'm just going to go ahead and force this to be open when you click it. That's broken. I might have to prevent default on this or something. Or is it called prevent propagation? I forget. Or is it called stop propagation? Is that what we need to do? Make the hamburger menu a close icon when the menu is open. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so if this thing is open, we are going to, how do I check if it's open? Is mobile menu displayed? If it's open, we'll show the close button. Otherwise, we will show the menu button. Okay, so the click outside is like causing some issues with the button. I think this one probably, does this have an E? I don't know if this is the issue. Propagation. Why? Should probably go to the docs. There's probably something that explains what I need to do. Yeah, so it thinks I'm clicking away from the button. But then when I click on the button, it's probably also firing here. Remove this propagation. Click away, open menu. Them both. This is one of those things where it's like a problem that I've solved in the past many times. I just forgotten the solution to this, and that's coding for you. Close some of this stuff. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong one. On mouse event, click, mouse touch, mouse start. The button in the menu and the div and use the element as a ref for the click away. Wrap the button and the menu in a div and use this element as the ref for the click away. Isn't there also a way to just like, I can check what target I'm clicking? Let's get really hacky up in here. I'm gonna add a ref to this called mobile menu ref. And then I'm gonna check if e dot create if its target is equal to like e dot current. Let's see if this will print out. Don't use propagation add class. Open the icon on click and check for the class the icon has. Hold on, let my cat out of the room. Oh, menu button ref. I'm dumb. I'm using the wrong one. I was trying to implement it myself, but obviously I'm wasting a bunch of time doing this. um, but it's fun. Whatever. Why is this not? Hold on. Why did I fix it? Wait, hold on. Why? Hold I think the debugger's the thing that just kind of fixed it. Hmm. Okay. This has to be a super simple problem that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be honest with you all. It doesn't help that I keep using the wrong freaking ref every time. That's probably what's going on. Document. Okay, so I want current target. I want target, I think. I want to check if the thing you clicked contains. I think someone on my Discord has told me how to do this multiple times. And I don't remember. I keep forgetting. He keeps telling me. So let me go to my YouTube feedback. Call contains. Nah, I think it's too far back. Let's see. Either call like includes or contains or something. Okay, I think this is actually it. Maybe not. I don't know. I lost it by now. I'm going to go here and say check if clicked DOM element is in tree of component. Contains, is that it? Seems to be supported by all major browsers. So if the clicked thing, I'm going to say if the menu button ref contains the e.current target, then we are going to probably not do something. Oh, this probably needs to be target, not current target. Okay, it's printing out here. So if it doesn't contain it, then we'll close it. And that is how you waste 20 minutes trying to close a hamburger menu. There's definitely other ways to do this that are probably better. And why is this thing complaining? Menu ref. So this thing is not typed. I should probably type it for like React. Div, no div element. Is possibly null. Mobile menu ref. Well, this one, okay, this needs to be a div. This one needs to be a button. Is this how you do this with refs in TypeScript? E would be a click event. I don't know what I'm doing. Is it called click event? Stream is kind of laggy. Yeah, let me see if I can. Does this have TypeScript safety? This event click event. Not find click event. When in doubt, throw in any, whatever. And then I will just do this for that line for right now, and we'll fix it later. What is this still complaining about? All right, anyway, we got this working. Let me just commit this and get this deployed out real quick. I will say working on the mobile header in hamburger menu. I don't know if I can change the stream settings while I'm streaming so that it's not like lagging. I think I can go to my YouTube stream settings maybe, and I can like play around there. React.mouse event. No, because this is like a custom hook I'm using from a third-party library, and they're using a click event. So like, I don't know. I don't want to waste time with that, I guess. I'm sure it's simple. Simple fix. So this should auto deploy soon, and then I'm gonna actually check it out on my phone. Well, I can't. I'm using my phone to record my face right now, so I guess other people could potentially check it out. I should learn Vim motions. You don't like me clicking with my mouse? Is it too boomer to use a mouse? Mouse event. Let's see if that. It says event, like this is saying it's just not, like if I were to delete this, but hover over this, it's an event. Why don't they give you a click event? I have no idea. They have prevent default, stop propagation. They have current target, but they don't have target for some reason. Wait, they do right here. So why is this complaining? You know, I probably just need to do this. Event target or null is not a parameter of type node or null. The event target is missing from the following properties of type. So like this thing expects a node. I'm passing it an event target. What is current target? Convert event target to node TypeScript. Like, can I just cast it, or is that not gonna work? Well, I don't think E can be undefined. I mean, I think I need this to make sure it doesn't complain about that, but then this thing, you know, this is one of the things I just don't care about. Like, I'm okay just ignoring it. I don't know if that's even proper. Like, can you just cast e.target to node? I don't think that's proper, personally, but I mean, this will still work, I think. Let's see what ChatGPT gives me. Let's see if they can make this smarter. Try this. Contains. Can you make this code proper? TypeScript. It is complaining about e.target not being node. A type of node. This is probably stupid to ask ChatGPT, but at this point, I don't know. I mean, I've tried playing with Vim. I'm just not convinced it like does too much compared to like keyboard and mouse. But if it works for you all, I mean, you can use Vim. That's cool. I know a lot of people like using Vim. I'm just not a fan of it. I like using Vim if I have to like SSH into a machine or something. Yeah, they just cast it as node. I guess that's proper. Target as node. But like, is event target? Doesn't seem proper, but I guess this is what ChatGPT is also telling us to do. Is TypeScript event target a subtype of node? Event target is the most general type of which element is a subtype, and HTML element is a subtype of that. If you want to get back a thing from DOM, we generally have no idea which it is, and you should add a type assertion to add in the specific external knowledge. It's possible, for example, that the .target of an event is not an element. You cannot add event listeners to, okay. Yeah, I guess they would. So like if I tried to cast this as something else, like a number, this would complain, right? So I guess this is fine. Pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone has a phone. If you guys want to like load up this app and just like check if it works on your mobile. Just the mobile menu, like make sure it seems like it's good and not buggy. Someone asked what my MMR is for this app. I think I've made $100 or so on this little application. But again, most of the purchases I've like, most of the people who've bought are people who are like just, I think, donating to my channel because I helped them along the way. I think there's a couple people who are actually using the app because they want to get icons. But a lot of people are just like kind of donating. In fact, I think I can go to Stripe real quick. Let me make sure there's nothing special in Stripe I shouldn't be sharing on stream though. I'll log in real quick. I share people's credit card digits or anything. Yeah, let me go here. I don't think there's anything I can't share. So as you can see, I went live with this on February 15th. And I've made $125 so far from it. 5 of those dollars were for me testing out Stripe. Actually, I don't know if that's true because it says succeeded as 120, failed as in. So I don't know how this really actually works out, but 125 bucks, not too bad for a first little SaaS project. And again, the only reason this is making any money whatsoever is because I have a YouTube channel that I can like send people links to. But it's just something fun. I wanted to get experience building like a legit thing that people can use Stripe for paying with and like getting something out of it. Hey babe, thanks for joining the stream. How you doing down there? I hear the girls screaming, making noise and having fun. Everyone say hi to my wife. Tina Seibert's my wife. Let's see. Oh, the mobile menu starts and open. Oh crap. Yeah, that's probably because I have it defaulted to true. So let's not do that. Default the menu to close, unload. All right, that should redeploy in about 3 minutes and you guys can actually test again. What's up, Peter McEver? Yeah, I'm feeling much better today. Yeah, the whole week, like my whole family's just throwing up constantly. Just person after person. I went from one person to the next person to the next person to the next person. And I was out for like a whole day. And the next 2 days I was still kind of nauseous, but I wasn't throwing up. Jesse Trevina. Did you have difficult time finding your first job in tech? I'm currently a junior in college and I've been applying to at least 100 different companies with no luck. I did not have any trouble. I actually got a job lined up right before I graduated, my senior year of college. That was back in 2013, so I think times are a little bit different. But I also participated in like undergraduate research, and the company I got a job with was the same company that we gave presentations to, right? So a company came in, we all gave presentations about computer vision to this company, and then I went ahead and sent my resume to them, and I had a job lined up. So I think it's about connections and like showing to people that you know what you're doing for the most part, or that you're like ambitious about stuff. Sending out a bunch of resumes is probably not going to be as useful as actually like connecting with real companies or connecting with real people who work in companies and then having them refer you to HR to get you hired. That's going to probably give you the most bang for your buck, but it's also the most work because you got to talk to people, you got to make friends. I'd also say join tech Twitter. There's a lot of people who have talks in Twitter spaces about like finding jobs and getting into tech. But if you're a junior in college, I would say try to join some type of like coding clubs. Like, I don't know, find some type of like internships or some type of undergraduate opportunities to like really partake in something. Try to join like the programming team or something. How can you make a SaaS product? I mean, you just have to deliver some type of value with your software, right? And then charge for it. You can use whatever stack that you want. I don't know much about marketing, honestly, but yeah, I plan to make a course. So if you guys are interested in having a course where I build a minified version of this that's connected via Stripe, fully deployed somewhere, um, join my newsletter and make sure you click on the bell icon for when I do decide to make that course. I need to plan it out and like actually start recording, but it might be like a 4, 5, 8 hour course or something where I show you how to build basically this exact same site. We're going to integrate with Dolly. Um, it won't probably look as good as this because obviously that's going to take a lot of time to like do in a course, but I think it'll work. It'll be integrated with Stripe. You can accept payments and you can like have people log in and stuff with Google. Yeah, you don't have to actually test the app. I know the app works. I was talking more about the mobile menu. That's the only thing we did on this stream is we worked on this mobile menu. So like on your phone, if thing seems to load up good and close good and you can navigate between different things, I think it's good. Yeah, I have to try it on my phone. It seems weird that when you tap the scroll down, the menu closes. Does it close when you scroll on the actual menu, or is it only scroll when you click on like? Yeah, I see what you mean. Stays open if you scroll on this. I mean, it's probably better to close that menu. You don't want that menu like. Wait, does this menu also like? Oh, it pushes everything down. I don't know if I want that. Do I want the menu to push all the content down, or should it be an overlay on top of it? Actually, I might be okay with it pushing everything down. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of weird. What's up, Kartik? Hey, how are you, Cody? Hope your fam is doing good. Yeah, I think we're all doing pretty good now. I think we're all fully recovered for the most part. My littlest child may still be nauseous today. I haven't really, she just woke up, so I haven't had a chance to check, but she's been kind of fighting the nausea and the stomach pain for days after she finished throwing up. But me and my older child and my wife are doing much better today, I think. Yeah, I'll look into that. I think I might actually fix that. Course gives out an award, Udemy or something, then I'll gladly take it. Gives out an award? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Niru. Give me yours. So if I build stuff and make it go live, I can potentially earn money. Yeah, you could. But again, like, you can build like the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, you're not going to make any money. You have to like convince people to go to your site. And that involves like doing search engine optimization, which I'm trying to learn about. That involves having some type of social media presence where you're constantly marketing your site and your features and you're pushing people to your site. Like that's another full-time job of just marketing your site. So it's building the features and then getting people to be convinced that they should use your features, especially over other applications that might do the exact same thing as yours. How can I activate crypto payments on my website? The last time I messed with Web3 stuff, there was like a Web3 JS library you can use to basically integrate with the blockchain, and you can like listen for when certain transactions finish, and you can have it show transactions and make people deposit money to a specific wallet. I haven't really messed with that in a while. I think that was the beginning of last year. I played around with that stuff, and I haven't touched Web3 since then. Would you learn React in T3 app? I got lost with all the add-ons, so I'm trying just Next in Prisma. Then I'll add tRPC and auth. Would you learn React in T3 app? I would learn React. I mean, you can learn React in T3. I'm not sure I understand the question. I mean, Next is built using React. So if you're going to try to build with Next, you're going to have to end up learning React anyway. Are you asking like, is Next an okay place to like start with to learn React? I think it's kind of okay. There's a lot more overhead to Next, especially if you're dealing with like server side props, you're dealing with static props, you're dealing with the router, like the use router hook and stuff. But the file-based routing I think is a lot easier to get going than using like React Router. Can you answer my previous question? Is that the one with the crypto? I think I did, right? Oh, certificates. Yeah, I'm not gonna give out certificates for my courses. Really like your videos. Thanks for delivering so much value. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy my content. Thank you for watching and being part of the stream and stuff and asking questions. Hey there, what are we coding? I was just working on this little SaaS project. Work on this mobile menu, making it nice and responsive for different mobile views. Someone pointed out that the mobile menu should be on top of the content. So we might actually fix that right now. I have the mobile menu here, and we could potentially, we give this like an absolute. That'll put it on top, and I just need to z-index this with like a 10 or something, and that should work. And there's a lot of padding here someone mentioned, so I should probably also, how do I get rid of that? Where's that coming from? Yeah, I could give the padding top nothing. That'll move it up a little bit. Then I should probably give it a top of -2 to move it up just a bit more. Oh no, that's too much. Because it's absolute, I don't even need to use padding at all. I could just do top and give it like a 5. Let's see if I can get this in a nice space. By 10. That looks okay, I guess. Yeah, I do think I should probably just use something like headless UI. I don't know why I'm doing this myself. I just thought it'd be fun to do it myself. But then once you start doing it yourself, you kind of regret your decisions. Um, All right, that should redeploy in like 3 minutes. Wait, but what's all this space? This seems like a lot of space, right? Seems like a lot of space. There's so much space there. Margin top of 24. All right, so here is the right one. Generate icons, blah, blah, blah. I think it's this one section. So I might do margin top of 12, and then if it's small, it still looks a little bit too much. Let's try like a 4. I think this could also use a little bit of work here. Up. Do like 16. But then I need the 24 for like large. 24. Not too bad. You know, I think there needs to be a little bit more space here. Maybe I was wrong with the 8. Or the 4. I'll do 8. Cool. Have you worked with Google Search Console to improve search engine optimization? I have not. To be honest, I've never worked with search engine optimization before. I've been coding for almost 10 years in this industry, and all the applications I work are behind like a private login. So they're for like internal tools for companies, or they're applications that aren't like related to needing SEO. So I have no idea about marketing. I have no idea about SEO. I need to learn about it. I just haven't really put in the time or effort to learn about it. What should the mindset for a developer to grow? What should be the mindset for a developer to grow? I guess just be eager to try to learn new stuff, and don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's like one of the mindset is to like be willing to learn, because you're always gonna have to learn something, and also be willing to look at your code and like refactor it all and consider your code garbage. And take time. A good mindset is take time to like actually go through your code and clean it up. Because even this code base, like it works. I got an app that people can use to generate stuff, but there's times I look through files and I'm like, there's better ways I can do this. There's tech debt I need to clean up. I'm debating if I even like Tailwind still. Like it's nice for like rapidly typing stuff, but I find myself just copy pasta everything everywhere, and it's just becoming unmaintainable. And I need to take a step back and just rethink some of the things I'm doing. Is it possible to return icons as SVG? Might be some added value. Well, the API I'm using does not generate SVGs. It just gives you PNGs basically. So I can't, unless I implemented my own special AI system that like generates the icons, which I'm not smart enough to figure out, and I don't have enough time to like research all that. I don't think any of the AI image generation things actually make SVGs. How long would you say it takes Next to learn? I don't know, if you're using something like the T3 stack, like they don't even recommend you use Next the way that Next was meant to be used for server-side rendering. Like they actually suggest you avoid all server-side rendering and just do client-side rendering for everything. So in terms of Next, the only thing you'd have to learn would be like, how do you get query string parameters and path parameters from your router? And that's by using the use router hook. Okay. So you got to understand how to use the use router hook. And then sometimes the router doesn't have any information until it's ready. So like you have to learn about the router.isReady. And then other than that, the file-based routing, if you're using the pages approach, which I am, I'm not using the app approach because it's still beta and I'm not an early adopter of technology. I let other people try to struggle through it and refine it and make it good. And then when it's good, like outside of beta, then I'll probably adopt it, which is why I have not touched the app directory yet. I've used React and Vue both at work. What do you think is better direction to go with a future projects? I think Vue's easier to like hit the ground running. React can be a little bit convoluted at times, but I do think React has a bigger, a larger community, which means you have more packages to choose from. You have more people you could potentially hire for your team, since more people know React. But Vue's nice and concise. So if you have like, yeah, I don't know. They're both great. I don't have an issue with either of them. It's just a preference. If you integrate with Dolly, does it charge you money to integrate with Dolly? Yeah, they charge me 2 cents per image. So every icon you generate, they charge me 2 cents. I can go to the Dolly API and show you all. Here it is. So Dolly has charged me $29 so far for all the icons I've generated. And you saw my Stripe account. I've made like $115 or $120. So my profits are about 90 bucks because I have to subtract the Dolly costs. I have to subtract my AWS hosting costs. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And you could just, technically, you could just use Dolly yourself. Like you can literally go here, make an account, and just use their UI to generate icons if you want. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But you would have to figure out the prompts to use to make the icons look decently okay. I suck at Figma. Any recommendations? I don't know. I'm not really a designer, so I can't really give recommendations. You could try to just look at like dribble.com and get some inspiration and try to like recreate some of these sites that they're doing. Yeah, I'm feeling much better today. This week's been rough, but I'm feeling good. Code is CPS coding. You just got to keep working at it, like front end mentor, find apps, sites, components you'd like, and try to replicate them as best you can. Yeah. Hey man, any HTML, CSS courses you recommend? I don't really have any course recommendations personally. I wasn't really big into watching courses when I was learning how to code. I just kind of like stumble through the docs and try to build stuff. I find courses boring. Like I can't just sit there and watch the course. I have to go and like play with stuff and build stuff and fail myself to actually learn stuff. Which is why I don't really like buying courses. If I'm not mistaken, Next.js 13.2 has a nice update regarding SEO. Yeah, I think they released something new that helps with SEO. Again, I'm not a big SEO fan. What is the name of the extension that underlines functions? Underlines functions? You mean like when there's errors? I use something called ErrorLens, which makes stuff red. I also use TypeScript, which is making stuff red for me as well when I type incorrect stuff. The best part of Next, in my opinion, is Next Auth, although I think they are moving it to auth.js, so it's more agnostic. Yeah, and I think figuring out how to set up auth for these third-party things, like I've used Passport.js before. There's different ways you can do it, I guess. But yeah, Next Auth is pretty nice if you want social logins. It really sucks if you want to do like email password logins because they just don't support it for some reason. Their argument is that we shouldn't be allowing people to log in with the username and password, which I can kind of see the argument, but at the same time, like that's not the way the world works right now. So forcing people to use magic link logins or social media logins is not really, I don't know. It's kind of a selfish viewpoint on how we do auth. Have you used Wretch? I've never heard of that. Is that like a library for coding? Fetch. Wrench? I don't know. I just added my portfolio site to Google Search Console and scheduled Google web crawlers to my site. Now it shows up on Google Search. Oh, do you actually have to manually tell Google to like index your site? I'm using the bearded theme, Zuber. Called bearded theme and bearded icons. Added up a portfolio site. Welcome to the Google Search Console. To start, type a property type. Ownership auto-verified. I don't know what I'm doing. Done? Welcome to your new domain property. Whatever. Processing data, come back in a day or two. Indexing, experience, enhancements. So does this basically like crawl my website and like index it and give me some information on it? Let me just bookmark this real quick. Pages. Site map removal. It's performance where I show up on like the Google search results. That'd be cool to understand how to grow and make that better. But I guess I'll check back in a day or so because I guess that's to process my site. Scope of your functions, this underline that goes from the first to the last instance. Are you talking about this stuff? The colored, this is called rainbow indent. Is that what you're talking about? Nextauth has a credentials provider. They just don't recommend it, but it does work. Yeah, I never tried it out. I mean, I'm personally okay with like moving away from email password logins because I hate having to like remember my password for every single site. I personally would rather have one login and just have that with MFA. I just feel like it's more secure because there's so many different passwords that I have to remember, and I end up just like saying I forgot my password because I don't remember what password I used for what site. And you can use password like I mean, you can pay for like a password reminder, and like I just end up saving my passwords in Chrome anyway, so like that can't be secure. How do you do RESTful post routes with Next.js? Oh yeah, so in Pages, you just in this API directory, you can make a folder or a file, and then you can process requests as they come in like this. So you basically make a method, excuse me, and you have like you can check if it was a GET request or POST request. And you can check what path it was, what was on the query string, etc. I think there's like some helper libraries you can use that does like the CRUD stuff for you a little bit easier. But this is like the lower level way you can do it in Next. Not the best in my opinion. It seems kind of like I think they might just wrap express like you see here. You can say like res.json or res.status. Like these, I think these are just like express methods. But yeah, that's about it. Request comes in, you get stuff from the request, response goes out, And then anything you put in this API directory will do that stuff. If you inspect the URL search box at the top of the search console, it can tell you if the page is indexed and can also request indexing through that. Okay, let's try that. URL is not in Google. Yeah, so I guess they haven't even like indexed my thing yet. URL view crawled pages. Request indexing. Yes, please. Don't know what I'm doing, but let's just run it. Also helps if you have a sitemap. I think I have a sitemap file. I just have like two. So for search engine optimization, are you supposed to put every single path in here? Like for example, I got some pages that are only for like when you're logged in, like the generation page. I guess there's a community page too. I should put in community. What's the priority of that? Probably not that much because it doesn't change that often. I have like a privacy policy and a security. What's it called? Privacy policy in terms of service, which like are those supposed to be in your sitemap too? Probably. I don't know. I need to go read about this stuff. You can go to the URL inspection, add your URL, which you want to index, request indexing. See a car there. I see a car there. I see a car there. Okay. So I guess I'll come back tomorrow or the next day and just see like where I rank. I don't even know what keywords I should be shooting for. Like I tried adding like a bunch of keywords on the main page. Like I tried adding like digital asset, digital icon, hiring a designer, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So this is a journey for me. Most of the stuff I work on is not public facing applications. It's all private internal stuff that there's no reason to try to market to people because people are already using it and they have to use it to get their job done. The more index pages, the better. Yeah, I know a lot of sites also like they'll just make like a blog and attach it to their application so that when the crawlers run through their blog, they get a bunch of like keywords and content that's all related to like AI and icons and digital assets. And then in every blog post, you basically backlink it to your main app so that Google knows that like this is the app that's for your blog. This seems like so much work, but I guess that's one way that you can potentially trick the system into like making it want to promote your site in terms of ratings, I guess. In the sitemaps on the left, you can submit your sitemap and it'll periodically recheck it. Enter a sitemap icon generator, sitemap XML. Oh, by the way, I think there's something wrong with like my redirects or something. Could not fetch. Why could you not fetch this? Sometimes I have to add www in front of my stuff. Like, I don't know if... Oh, wait. Okay. Which one do I want to keep? Why can't I delete the one? No, I can't delete the old one. Oh, yes, I can. Let's see. URL not allowed. The URL is not... Do I have an example.com in my sitemap? Oh, I do. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, that's a good thing. Don't know why I had that. All right, let me go ahead and delete this one. And I'll go ahead and update the sitemap with fixexample.com in sitemap. Cool. How do you use that icons it API in Next? Are you talking about for like the Dolly API? I don't know if you're talking about this one. I just do a fetch request to OpenAI /v1/images/generations. I pasted a prompt. I pasted how many images I want to get back. I give it a dimension size. I think they support 3 different dimensions. And then I say I want base 64 images to respond. And that's it. You make the request, takes about 5 seconds, and then you get back a JSON array, which has all your images in an array. And then you could do stuff with that. That's what you're asking. Give this a second. It should update. How do you get responds faster? What do you mean by responds? In the icons page, do you make a request to API icons, get icons that are fetched from the API icons request handler? On the icons page, I don't have an icons page. I have a community page. Is this what you're talking about? And I have a collections page, which is all the icons for my account. Your question is, how do I fetch these? I hit an API endpoint that's on my next application. And that returns me back all of the icons like this. I get information about all the icons I generated. I get the shape, the prompt, the color, etc. And then I get an ID. And that all these icons are stored in an S3 bucket. So I basically loop over these in the UI. And then for every ID, I'm starting to lose my voice. For every ID, I fetch that from the S3 bucket, and you'll see it just make like a bunch of image requests right here, right? So just fetches a bunch of different images and displays them to the UI here. How do you get the response? I don't think you can. There's nothing you can do to get it to respond faster. You can try reducing your dimension size. Like you could do 256 by 256, so it doesn't have to return so much data to you. But I don't think there's a way to make it go faster. In the community page, what is the syntax for hitting the next API endpoint for icon? Community page. Yeah, so I'm using PRPC, and I have a use get icons custom hook I made that just does a TRPC use query here that fetches the icons and yeah, just returns that data I just talked about. I'm gonna remove all this extra stuff. I don't know why this is here actually. In fact, I don't think I need this here anymore. Yeah, I don't need that method anymore. Let's make sure this app still works. I'm just like deleting stuff. Let's see if it still works though. That still seems good. Let's refresh this. Do we get the latest version of my sitemap? Okay, there it is. I'm gonna go back to my sitemaps. I don't know if I can tell it to reload. I might just have to wait. I'm sure it'll run again like tomorrow or something. Yeah, I try to use ChatGPT. I think the more you use it, the more you understand like what questions it'd be really good at answering and what questions it would kind of be bad at answering. Also, it's trained on like older data. So like if you ask it questions about like the latest version of Next 13.2, it's not going to give you the answer. So you kind of know like, okay, I want to use ChatGPT for Next 13.2 question. I would just go to the docs, save some time, go to the docs, and you'll be able to find the answers much faster. But if you just need to like find an underlying solution to something that's like pretty generic, I try to use ChatGPT and usually gives me an okay answer. I mean, it's like Googling, but it's just without all the extra work of like diving through various pages and forum posts and GitHub issue reports to find the solution you need. It just gives you the solution. So in a sense, it's like taking the middleman out and all the extra work out, which I don't think that's cheating. It's just saving yourself time. Again, as long as you understand the solution it gives you, like that's if you just copy paste stuff into your code base and you don't understand what you copied, that's when you're cheating yourself because you don't know what you're doing. You're just copying and pasting code and you're like, oh, it works. That's great. Let's move on to something else. But I think you do need to slow down and like make sure you understand like what is it telling you to do and why is that help you out. Not sure whether you already explained, but how are you getting the logs in that format? In this format? This is just built in the TRPC. I think it's just the Prisma has like a default logger in it and it just kind of prints out some of the stuff. Is that what you're asking? Just enter the URL for the sitemap and it should be able to figure it out again. Okay, that one's successful. This one. But it still doesn't really give me anything. I think it still needs to crawl over my stuff. Anyway, yeah, I've been webcon. Oh, these? Yeah, these are built in the TRPC. They just print. I think it's also like I think it's either a React query thing or a TRPC thing. I didn't set those up. They just do that. So. I guess I didn't understand the reason for the API/icons request filter in TRPC. I thought you could just use empty. Yeah. Okay. So the API icons folder, that was me trying to do some experimentation and testing. I was running into some performance issues with these images loading. So I added a API endpoint that wasn't using tRPC just to kind of roll out an issue. And I did that like 2 days ago. Now that I figure out the issue, I don't need that anymore. I deleted that. So I do have on the routers, I have an icons route in tRPC, and that's how you can get the icon. So this was the method that I was supposed to be using. The one in the API, the pages API directory, I didn't need that. So sorry for that confusion. I just deleted that. And I'm going to commit that actually too. Let's see. Doing some code cleanup by removing unused API endpoint. Go ahead and commit that. Why didn't my message show up? I'm not sure. Have you tried using Vim motions before? No, what are Vim motions? Are you talking about just like... Yeah, I've done that stuff before. I mean, when you're using tRPC, there's going to be times where you have to use traditional REST endpoints. Like, for example, when I'm using Stripe, Stripe doesn't know how to talk via a tRPC. So you have to make a REST endpoint for Stripe to be able to send you that webhook when people pay with their credit card. But for the most of the things that are between, like the communication between your front end and your back end, you can have all that be in tRPC. Except for sometimes if you have to have the UI upload an image with a multi-part upload, that's when you might have to actually not use tRPC. So it's not a complete replacement solution. It's just good for like your traditional endpoints. But if you have to process files in your backend, which technically I would probably have the front end upload to an S3 bucket, have the S3 bucket trigger a Lambda, and then process the image that way if you need to. Well, yeah, I'm glad you enjoy my cozy live streams script, and thank you for the compliment. I try to explain stuff pretty well, but I did have something I wanted to talk about. Yes, Vim. I mean, I've had the Vim extension installed before, like the Vim emulator. I just always uninstall it because it's like, I mean, I guess if I got really good at it, it'd be cool to like do, like if I wanted to go down here, image scaled, right? I could just type / image scaled and I'm there, delete it, add it back in. Okay. Which seems cool, but I could also just do this and delete it. How do I turn Vim off? You know, it's like, okay, I can dive around the code base and stuff. Find unique right there. I went to it. Go back to context. Go up and down. Go to icon. Delete that. Type something in. Like, it's cool, yeah, but let me disable it. Oh, I gotta reload. But like as I'm saying, I can also just like scroll, double click, and I'm there. So like what is the actual like thing it gives you over your trackpad? Nothing much. Like I guess I don't know. Like I feel like I'm just as proficient as like selecting stuff like this. I know there's a Vim motion that'll like automatically replace all this stuff, or like if you're like inside the block, you can just highlight the entire block. Well, they have that same shortcut in VS Code I can set up. I choose not to. I guess I just played a lot of StarCraft 2 and I really like use my trackpad. I feel like I'm playing a game when I'm clicking around and stuff, you know? I'm so used to selecting Marines and moving them. So I like using my trackpad. Now, if I was forced to use a mouse, I would probably try to learn Vim, because having to like move my hand back and forth with the mouse probably wouldn't be that good for my wrist and it'd probably be really annoying. But since I work on a laptop and I have a trackpad, and the MacBook's trackpad is like it's so seamless to type and go to your trackpad with like one hand. But yeah, I don't know. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 7 minutes, so I'm actually gonna wrap this up. So I will cut off the questions now. How did I get into developing will be my last question. I was big into playing games like Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 1, and I was trying to like play around with Half-Life 1 mods. There's one called Zombie Panic. Hopefully no bad images come up. So there's a Half-Life mod called Zombie Panic, and I was like an admin for a clan server, and I tried to play around with a custom script to like allow people to have custom models. And that's like when I first started getting more into programming. That was like back in middle school. That people could come in and pay me $5 or donate $10, and they can get a custom model and run around the map as whatever type of like horror character that they wanted to be. And then I went to school for web development because I just really enjoyed the fact that you can like do stuff like that in games. I didn't go to school for web development. I went to school for computer science. And then I got a job after that. So that's like the 1,000-foot overview of how I got into development. It's just gaming kind of pulled me into that direction. Cool, yeah. I usually try to stream Sundays around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern, depending on when I wake up or if I have the energy. So be sure to mark down in your calendars. I don't really put out notifications or schedule any type of streams. So yeah, just write that down or something. Maybe I'll try to schedule it next time. I just don't like committing to anything, to be honest. Cool. All right. Have a good day, y'all. Hope you guys figure out your programming problems and learn something new this upcoming week. And like always, I have a Discord that you're welcome to join if you want to ask me questions or just find a place to hang out with some other developers. And if you're curious and ever maybe purchasing a T3 Stack course where I build out a very similar application, just a reminder to subscribe to my newsletter for if I ever get around to building that course, I will send out an invitation link when that is finished. Have a good day and happy coding.